you guys are cool with this?
Michael, you don't understand. My audience would like to hear you talk about this for the next 7 hours. And I am not even exaggerating to you. This is a Bravo 99% podcast. We love The Masked Singer. It's also the best show ever.
Let me just say this. Schwartz should be lucky. Schwartz should be lucky that Sandoval and the scandal came out, because what he was doing to Katie in Mexico and frolicking around and the making out with the Rachel, aka Raquel, aka that Bambi-eyed bitch, he would have been cast. He'd have been cast away somewhere had scandal not happened. So he should really be happy that whole thing happened, because that took the brunt of the attention away from him. So that being said, I am literally right now at episode 10, season 10. We've rewatched the entire thing for the last 3 months. So I was bugging out. I was fucking tripping out when he got kicked off, and I realized I was that close to Sandoval, because I would have talked to him about all of it.
All of it. I mean, look, first of all, they should all thank him. We have Jax back on our screen, but do you think Raquel is making a huge mistake with Rachel by not coming back? I mean, she's not back next season.
I think, to be in all seriousness, I think it's better for Rachel, her personally, not to come back. She doesn't seem equipped to come back. And you know, as much fun as we have, you know, at a certain point, if you need to tap out, you need to tap out. And she seems like she needs to tap out. So if she's not really cut out for going forward, you know, we have enough, and who knows what's around the corner, and the Kristen Doty's of the world, and you know, the Jax Taylors of the world, and what we have going forward. I mean, we still have the core crew, the DJ James Kennedys of the world, and so forth and so on, respectfully.
We still have that. I mean, what do you think? This really is a true question. What is going on? Because I am so confused. My audience is so confused. What is going on between Colin Mauricio and Morgan Wade? I really don't know. I
think what's going on is what's going on. I think that they're broken up. I think that they've had an incredible relationship for many years. They built a beautiful family. They've built huge successful businesses together. They've lived a life together, and unfortunately, you know, sometimes things come to an end. I wish them nothing but the best. And you know, I will say selfishly, and I'm sure every single person watching this, we hope it all plays out when Beverly Hills comes back.
The trailer looks really good.
It looks fantastic.
It looks they're going to have another great season on Beverly Hills. Before we move on from Bravo, again, my audience and me could spend 3 hours talking to you about this, but I'm being respectful of your time, and we have to shout out The Masked Singer again. What do you think of Bethenny's reality reckoning? I mean, this is all over the place. I'm curious as to what you think.
I think that her reality reckoning is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think that she wants her name and her face attached to it. I have been on record calling her the Michael Jordan of Housewives, but now she might be the Sammy Sosa of Housewives, or the Barry Bonds of Housewives, or the Lance Armstrong of Housewives. And everything she's done might need an asterisk next to it. As great as she was on Bravo as a housewife doesn't mean she's as good as a TikToker, doesn't mean she's as good as an Instagrammer or a YouTuber, but we can never take away the joy she gave us on Bravo. Her best work has been done on Bravo. She created an empire, and that's all I could say is that her TikToking is not as good as she was on, and you know, and honestly, who is she to, you know, talk about problematic behavior from the great Andy Cohen and problematic questions? First of all, it is a show, even though it's a reality show. We do know that these are adults, and it is a show, and you know, there just seems to be more behind it than her caring about. I mean, she had Rachel, aka Raquel, aka that Bambi-eyed B word, on her podcast, and she never saw an episode of Vanderpump. That's like me coming on here and you like, what do you do for, like, oh, I heard you're a comedian actor. I'd be like, what the fuck? Why am I here? So, you know, she's a smart businesswoman. Nobody could say that Bethenny's not smart.
Nobody could say Bethenny's smart. And she is best as a housewife. And now I'm not so sure that Andy Cohen, your good friend, is rolling out the red carpet for her to come back anytime soon.
Oh, the show goes on. New York is as much as I will, as much as I want to continue to see the big three, the big four, respectfully, the great Dorinda Medley, the Countess Luann de Lesseps, Ramona Singer, and of course Sonia Morgan on TV, and we need to keep the four of them on Bravo somehow, some way. Shout out to Crappy Lake. The show goes on, and the Housewives go on, and some seasons are better than other seasons. But the life of a reality, a Real Housewives franchise will continue to grow and blossom. And sometimes the trees will be, bigger. Sometimes it'll be smaller. But the show and the garden continues to sprout.
Absolutely. Well, I know all about what you do. Like I said, I don't know why Bethenny is interviewing someone she doesn't know anything about. You know, you've been in so many of my favorite shows. Keeping it in the Fox family for a second. Huge shout out to Prison Break. One of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
But one of your first comedic roles was on Friends. You know, at that point, that really was like one of your first roles in a comedy. Like, did you learn anything from any one of those six in particular, or just from your time on Friends?
I mean, they make what they did on Friends look easy. They're very specific. The physical comedy of Jennifer Aniston, the physical comedy of all of them, they were all great comedic actors. And they took chances, they took risks. They made a show that, that's lightning in a bottle times, 1,000, but they were made what they did look very easy. And those weeks that I was there watching them rehearse and find the jokes and dig for the joke and push for the joke, I remember that. And they were all very gracious and encouraging. And that's not always the case when you go on other people's show. That's not always the case. They were awesome to be with and wanted to see me do well and to make me feel comfortable in their environment.
That's great. Well, I loved you as one of the temporary co-hosts on Wendy Williams when she was out. How do you think Sherry Shepherd is doing? Are you watching? How do you think she's doing?
I'm not watching. I'm sure she's doing well. I love doing a Wendy Williams show. I love hosting it, guest hosting it. I had a ball doing it. Again, I think doing the Wendy Williams show definitely got me ready to do Masked Singer, because there's nothing like live television. There is nothing like live audience and with cameras and stakes and political correctness. And, I like to F shit, fuck, piss, shit. All those things. Doing Wendy definitely made me more comfortable for what I was able to do on Masked Singer, to be honest, just technically.
What do you like best? Like I said, you are in Chicago on the 20th and 21st. You're literally on tour for the rest of this year throughout the US. Like, what do you like best about doing your stand-up and being in front of a live audience?
The interaction, the energy of a live crowd is like nothing else. The unpredictability of a live show is like nothing else.